Welcome to Malta, a tiny island with a big personality. Think crystal clear water, golden cliffs, and some of the oldest temples in the world. You've got charming villages, hidden beaches, and sunsets that hit different. It's the kind of place where you can swim, explore ancient history, and eat amazing food all in one day. Malta isn't just a destination, it's a vibe. And trust me, you're gonna wanna see it for yourself. Okay, so now that I finally checked in, I can take a minute to talk to you guys. First impressions of Malta so far for what I've seen, and I haven't seen much yet because I got here around 11:30 a.m. Then I got the bus to come all the way here, it was like an hour. I could see some stuff on the way because the bus would go through other towns, but I didn't see much. And then I had 1 hour left until I had to do the check-in. So I was just walking through the Bay Area of St. Paul's, that's where I'm staying. I flew the drone, I couldn't wait. The water, it's crystal clear. It's beautiful, It was supposed to be a trip with a friend that canceled, so it's gonna be a solo trip again. And I'm gonna enjoy it the same way. Wow, look at this. This is my room. You're probably asking yourself why it's only me and I have fucking 3 beds. But it's because my friend was supposed to come with me and she canceled last minute. So I have the whole room to myself. If you're gonna compare the place I was staying in Guatemala, there are bathrooms outside, but I mean, this is a big upgrade, right? So, and there's also, we have the views for the swimming pool. Really good, really good. Very nice. Came back from exploring St. Paul's Bay, and a really sad and scary situation just happened to me. I was swimming in the natural pool. Well, not in the natural pool, I was in the ocean right next to it because there was less people there and I wanted to take pictures, and I don't like people looking when I'm doing that. So I went there and I was wearing my Brazilian bikinis. We all know they're small, but we should be able to wear them and feel safe, This guy came and he sat in the rocks there, so people behind it wouldn't be able to see him. But he sat there and he started taking his clothes off like he was going to swim. And he just had Speedos on. And at some point, I was in the water, so he was facing me in the water. And I was in the water doing my thing. And I looked at him and he had his hands inside the Speedos, and I was like, well, maybe he's just fixing something, or I don't know, you know how guys do that sometimes. But that kept happening till I saw that it was out. I wanted to believe it wasn't what I now think it is, but some people are so sick in their heads. After 5-10 minutes I was in the water, I got pissed that every time I looked, he was looking at me and he was doing that I grabbed my stuff. And as I was leaving, a mom with 2 kids, a boy and a girl, took my spot because it was very shallow there. It was actually good for kids to swim there. And I had to let them know that I don't know what this guy is doing, but he had his business out more than once, and so because the kids are there to just and yeah, I just got the fuck out of there because I felt so uncomfortable, and this island is so small. I'm afraid I bump into him again, that happened to me before. Unfortunately, it happens to every woman. And there was so many people around us as well, like not where we were, but like you could see a lot of people around, you know, like sickening. I just got ready to go have dinner. I'm gonna try to watch the sunset while having dinner. It's been a little bit cloudy, so I'm not sure if sunset is gonna be cool or not. But yeah, I'm gonna treat myself with some nice food because I deserve. And then I'm just gonna come back to the hotel and plan the day for tomorrow and sleep early because I've been sleepless for the last 2 days, so I need the rest. Outfit for dinner. Good morning with a very cloudy day. Look, the sun is trying so hard, but I think it's gonna rain a little bit. Good morning. It was really hard to wake up this morning because I was so tired, but I had a good night of sleep finally, and I'm ready to explore. Today, we're not staying around the area where my hotel is, which is St. Paul's Bay. We are going to Valletta, to Medina, and to St. Julian's. So we're gonna be all around the island today, and I am ready for it. The weather is a little bit better now than what I show you in the morning. The sun is starting to come out, so I think it won't be as cold as I thought it was going to be, because when there's no sun, it gets a little bit cold because it's windy here. So yeah, I'm excited to see what today is gonna bring. I hopped on the bus and made my way to Valletta, Malta's stunning capital. The moment I stepped in, I was surrounded by honey-colored limestone buildings and narrow winding streets that feel like they haven't changed in 300 years. And probably haven't. Valletta was built by the Knights of St. John's in the 1500s. I spent the morning wandering past charming balconies hanging like colorful bird cages over the streets, through sunlit piazzas and hidden alleys echoing with church bells. And obviously, I had to stop for a pastéis, Malta's answer to breakfast pastries. Flaky, greasy, filled with ricotta or mushy peas. Basically perfection in a triangle. I kept exploring, walking under stone arches, past canoes still watching the Grand Harbor like it's 1571. Eventually, I found a cozy little place to try the national dish. Rabbit stew. Yes, I ate rabbit, and yes, it was delicious. A bit like a slow-cooked chicken with a medieval twist. Don't judge me, it's tradition. In the afternoon, I jumped back on the bus and headed inland to Medina, Malta's old capital and possibly the most magical place in Ireland. Nicknamed the Silent City, Medina was perched high on a hill, surrounded by thick medieval walls and filled with an eerie kind of stillness that makes you whisper without even knowing why. Walking through the gates felt like stepping into a time capsule. No cars, no noise, just echoing footsteps, sunlit alleys, and towering stone buildings that haven't budged since the Arab Norman period. The architecture here is like a history book in 3D. Arabesque doorways, Baroque churches, and fortified walls that have seen knights, nobles, and maybe a few ghosts. I wandered aimlessly through narrow, twisting lanes that felt like a movie set. And fun fact, it actually was. Game of Thrones fans might recognize parts of Medina from King's Landing. After soaking up Medina's calm, I swapped silence for something a lot livelier.
I headed to St. Julian's. This part of Malta is where the island goes to let loose. I strolled along the waterfront, stopping here and there to dip my feet in the sea and soak up some late afternoon sun. The beaches are small but full of life loco tanning like pros, tourists pretending not to burn, and the golden Mediterranean light that makes everything look like a postcard. As the sun started to dip, I grabbed dinner. Seafood, obviously, because when the ocean is 2 feet away, anything else feels illegal. Then, as night fell, I met up with a fellow traveler that I met through Nomad Table. One drink turned into a few, and soon we were dancing under flashing lights in Paceville, the nightlife heart of Malta. Let's just say what Medina saves in quiet, St. Julian's makes up for in Bass.
Hello, another day, another sunny day, and today we're catching the ferry to go to Camino Island where the Blue Lagoon is. I heard wonders from it, but I also heard it's very crowded there, so we'll see what the crack is. I don't intend to stay there all day because I think I want to do other stuff, but we'll see. If the weather is too good, the water is warm enough, we might stay there all day. We'll see. Yeah, I went partying yesterday and they were playing music I like, so that's why I barely have a voice this morning. So yeah, I opt for the ferry because then I have whatever time I want in the island and then I just come back later. Rather than like a tour where you have like a limited time because they take you and they bring you back. And so there is ferries for the Camino Island and for Gozo Island. I think they're like €15 each for round trip, so that's not bad at all. And later today, there will be a firework event in Valletta, so I'm gonna head there for that. Yeah, I really liked St. Julian's yesterday. I feel like if I had to move to Malta, that was the place where I was gonna live. Very modern, really good nightlife, so I feel like that's the place to be when you're young, you know? Let's go enjoy this weather.
I took the bus all the way to the boat, where I still had some time to get something to eat before departing. The boat ride to the island was beautiful, but I wasn't prepared for what was coming. Simply the bluest water I've ever seen. Next up was something totally unexpected. Popeye Village. Yep, an actual film set that was turned into a theme park. Built in 1979 for the Popeye movie starring Robin Williams, they brought in wood from Canada, logs from the Netherlands, and used over 2,000 gallons of paint to build this colorful seaside village. Now it's a quirky attraction perched over Anchor Bay, with crooked little houses, old movie props, and stunning coastal views. I wandered through the set, snapped a few photos, watched a hilarious live show, and soaked up the sunshine. It's weird, it's fun, and it's one of the most unique places in Malta.
So I'm back to the hotel now. It's super easy to go around the island by bus. Of course, there's limitations, okay? There's places where the bus is not gonna go or it's gonna be way too long by bus. There's also an option to get Bolt, which is like Uber, but here is Bolt. It's not too expensive because the island is small, so you can do any of the two things. I've been doing buses all around, but yesterday I wanted to party and after a certain time there's no buses, so I just got bolt back to the place I'm staying, and it was like €12 for like a 20-minute ride, I think. So don't believe in people that says that you have to rent a car, blah blah blah, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to do anything. That's not true. If you can't afford renting a car here on your trip, you can do pretty much everything by bus. So at the airport, you can get this card here. The one I got, it was €25, I think. It works for 7 days and it's unlimited. So I can use the bus as many times I want, and that's it. You know, I figured I'd do that because I was gonna go everywhere by bus. So this is the first thing you do when you land in Malta. And I am ready now because I'm going to Valletta, because there is a firework event. I think today is the last day. It's supposed to be pretty. So I'm gonna go there to see and then just call in the night, because yesterday I drank way too much. I was wild. So today we're gonna be good. It's the last day in paradise. This week's been amazing. The only day that it wasn't sunny all day was Monday, the day I arrived. But even though it was cloudy, there was sun most of the time. Today we're going to Gozo Island, which I've been very excited to go to because apparently there's a lot of cool things to do there. Different from Blue Lagoon, that is pretty much like you can walk around, but it's pretty much just swimming in the beach. This other place is supposed to have hikes and other things to see because it's a much bigger island. So I'm gonna get the bus now to go to get the ferry and to go there. And of course you're coming with me because today is the last day, so we have to enjoy every minute before we go back to Ireland.
Getting to Gozo was super easy. Just a quick, comfy ferry ride with amazing sea views. The island has a slower, more peaceful vibe than Malta. Think rolling hills, stone villages, and dramatic cliffs. The sailpans are a checkerboard of shallow rock pools carved into the limestone. They've been used for salt harvesting for hundreds of years, and during summer, you can still see locals raking up sea salt by hand. The geometric patterns against the blue sea make it feel like nature and history teamed up to create art, and some of them are made for you to swim in it.
Guys, I am speechless with this place. Wow, Gozo is really nice. Like, really nice. It's a little bit windy, so I don't know if you're gonna understand me, but wow, it's blowing my mind. And the fact that you can also do stuff with bus, not having to rent a car. Of course, there's a lot of things that you're not gonna be able to, or they're gonna take way longer by bus, so you might need more than a day. And I just have like pretty much half a day here. But wow, this is cool. This is really cool. I'm loving it.
This place is perfect for a quiet swim or just soaking in the raw beauty. The staircase down the cliff adds a bit of adventure, and once you're in the bottom, the views and the crystal clear water are unreal. After the swim, I caught a bus to my last stop of the day, a 10-euro boat tour through the nearby sea caves. Gliding through the cliffs, we passed narrow arches, hidden inlets, and glowing blue water that looked almost unreal. The caves were carved by the sea over thousands of years, and each one felt like its own secret world. For 10 euros, absolute steal. Soon enough, it was time to get the ferry back. The return is never fun, but my heart was full from experiencing so many wonderful things, all in the same day. It's a sad day for a traveler. Last morning in Malta. I'm heading to the airport soon, and it was amazing. I don't want to leave this weather, but it's time to go back home. So we have an hour by bus to the airport, and then another almost 4 hours in the airplane, and then more 3 hours to get to Galway. So it's gonna be a long trip, and at this point now, since I'm leaving, I just want to get home, you know. But trip was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing Malta with me, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye, hotel. I'm gonna miss you.